In this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you how to get your reselling business started on a budget. I'll show you what you need to get started for under $50, maybe even close to free.
Hey, I'm Lee Meyer, and I'm the founder of Listing of Freedom and the Empowered Reseller. And I help clothing resellers make more money without hustling harder. Let's get started.
Now, when you're first starting out with reselling, you probably don't want to be spending a lot of money right off the bat. And that's one of the great things about reselling business is that you're able to get started with very little upfront investment. It's not like other traditional businesses that might cost you hundreds or thousands of dollars to get started. I personally was able to start my reselling business on a very limited shoestring budget. And I'll show you exactly what tools that I used then and that I use now. With this small investment, along with just $7 to go and get inventory for my business, yes, that was just a couple of items, I was able to turn around and grow that $7, turn it into like $40, go back and keep repeating this process over and over again until that initial investment has made me over $100,000 from selling used clothes on online sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. If you have not started your reselling business or you're brand new to this, I would like to invite you to join my free reseller bootcamp. This is a 5-day email-based course where I send you my complete framework for how I've made over $100,000 selling used goods on these marketplaces. And you can find a link for that free course in the description below this video. First up is a scale. Now you're probably going, okay, this does not look like a shipping scale, and you are right. So I didn't want to go out and spend money on a scale, and I found that, okay, this wedding gift that I never used actually comes in really handy. And so this was free. If you need to go buy a shipping scale, you don't have a kitchen scale or any other way to weigh items, this is really, really important that you have this. Otherwise, you're going to be having to go to the post office and make sure that you get accurate weights on your items before you even go to list them, because you don't want to be losing money to shipping. You don't want to be charging the wrong amounts. And so if you don't have a shipping scale, these start at around $20, and I'm going to leave a link in the video below this description so you can go ahead and grab that. Next up, you're gonna need shipping supplies. Now this is gonna vary a little bit depending on what types of items you're shipping, but if you're gonna be selling clothes like myself, you just need a couple of things. I've got two of the most commonly used items that I use when I ship my items. And the first up is a poly mailer. Now this one happens to be, say eBay on it. You don't need to get one that says, whatever. You can get plain ones off of Amazon. These run, I buy 200 at a time, and I pay just under about $20, but you should be able to pick up smaller quantities, maybe 100 for around $10. So you're looking at $10 to get 100 bags like this, and this will ship the majority of your items. The other item, shipping supply that I use are these postal flat rate envelopes from USPS. These are specifically for shipping with USPS. They're not supposed to be used for any other thing. And I am able to fit sweatshirts and jeans and all kinds of things in these, even though it does look deceivingly small. These USPS shipping supplies are free, so you're looking at about $10 to get going with your shipping supplies. If you're going, okay, I don't even have $10, I need to get started for less than that, a good option for you is the dollar store. This is how I initially started because I didn't want to go out and buy 100 bags. I didn't want to spend $10 or $15 on those. And so I went to the dollar store. I was able to get some, just simple envelopes. I probably only got about 5 or 6 of them for $1. So they're a little bit more costly per item. But once I made those first few sales, then I was able to go back and reinvest in my business and get some of those poly mailers. The dollar store can also be a good place to pick up bubble wrap. Again, it's probably not the most cost-effective method, the cheapest, by the square footage, but it is a good way to be able to get started and be able to ship a few breakable items before you go and reinvest into your business. Next up, you're gonna need a way to print labels when your items sell. If you don't have a printer on hand, I'll tell you about a free way that you can do this. But if you do have a printer, you can print right on regular paper and then tape that label to your package. The other option is to get a label printer. These are kind of a little bit expensive. So if you're just starting out, I wouldn't recommend getting that right away. I actually did not get my label printer till probably about 3 years into reselling, but it is super convenient. If you don't have a label printer or a regular printer, the free option would be to go to USPS. Whatever platform that you're shipping on, they will send you a QR code. They will send you a way to be able to go and get your label from the post office. You can go right to one of the little kiosks, self-service kiosks, so that you don't have to stand in the long line that your post office probably has. And you can scan that QR code, and then it will let you print that label to get it to the right address. So far, we're looking at about $10 for shipping supplies and about $20 to go and get yourself an actual postage scale. So that brings us up to about $30. And that is literally all it takes to get going with reselling. Now, there's a couple of other things that you might want to consider or maybe get down the road. Now, this is something that I used in the beginning, actually about a year into my business is when I invested in this, maybe 6 months to a year. And that is a background or backdrop. And the reason why that I don't say that this you necessarily need right off of the bat or even need it all is because when I first started, there were not background removers for when you take your pictures. You had to have your background looking nice. You had to have it looking professional. There just wasn't a way around it. Nowadays, there's some amazing background removers that have come on the market. I will leave the link for the one that I use below this video, but it eliminates the need to have to go out and buy a backdrop like this. If you do want to use a backdrop and you don't want to hassle with a background remover, these backdrops run around $10 to $15, and I'll leave the link for a similar one below this video. The next thing that you're gonna want to invest in, and this can be, once you get going, once you get up and running, and this is a lighting kit. When you're first getting going and you don't want to maybe run out and spend a whole bunch of money, I would suggest taking pictures near a window because lighting is really important. But when you're ready for it, this lighting kit is a very good investment. You don't have to spend gobs of money. You don't have to spend a few $100s. This is a really basic set. It's called Limo Studio, and it does come with 3 umbrellas, 3 stands, 3 light bulbs. I actually only use 2 of them, so it gives you like an extra one just in case. And these have seen better days, but I've been using this same lighting kit now for about probably 6 years now. This particular lighting kit runs somewhere in the $50 to $100 range, so it is going to be a little bit more of an investment for you, but I'll leave the link below this video. So that is really all it takes to get going with reselling and make money from this fun side hustle. If you're wondering more about getting started, again, my free reseller bootcamp, the link you'll find for that in the description below this video. So you're ready to get going. Now you just need stuff to sell. Go ahead and head on over to my playlist of bolos where I go through exactly what you should be selling online in order to make big money with reselling.